Good afternoon, everybody. This is Scott DeCamp with CatchMark SportsNet. We're here live in the Muskegon Catholic Central locker room for the VIP Media Day, which was proudly sponsored by Subaru of Muskegon. Thank you to those folks for their incredible generosity to be able to put on an event like this for us to carry out here. And we've had a great time, great afternoon with these guys. And with me today are Muskegon Catholic Central seniors, Quinn McKenna. Thanks for joining us, Quinn. And we have Easton Cook.
Glad to be here.
Thanks. And then Coach Steve Zerwan. So thanks for being on, guys.
Scott, thanks for coming out and doing this. It's an awesome event this afternoon. And I think the boys had a real good time with all the stuff and the touches that you guys did here.
No, it's a good time. We really enjoy doing this. We started CatchMark SportsNet, at least. CatchMark itself's been around for about a dozen years doing tech work, but we started the sports space a couple of years ago, really went in on it and do a lot of like podcast videos and stuff like that. But you do not probably want to see the TikToks I'm going to post, so I'll leave that as a surprise for you. But the kids were having fun on the field a minute ago, doing some little dance off and just some different things. So just being kids. So let's start with to get to know these guys first. Quinn, tell us a little bit about yourself. What position you play, and basically just a little more background on you.
All right, yeah, well, I'm going to be a senior this year. I've been playing football here since about fourth grade. I went to different schools, St. Mary's and Spring Lake, but I've been co-oping here and playing football here and getting to know what it's about since then. I'm middle linebacker and tight end and sort of the H-back position. And, yeah, I mean, I love playing football here. I have for a while. It's helped me to get to know some of the guys, and it's been really good.
Cool. What about you, Easton? What can you say? What can you tell us about yourself?
I play the center position on the offensive line and middle linebacker as well. I also long snap for punt team, and I don't know about field goal yet. We haven't done too much with that. So,
can you tell them, Steve? Let them know what they're going to be doing this season.
These guys, well, they again, they're seniors for us. They both played, a lot of snaps last year. I think both had a little bit of injury at different times last year. But again, both those guys have had a tremendous amount of snaps so far going into their senior year. And, just a couple of our senior leaders that we have, both these guys also as well. Like Quinn plays 3 sports. He's also a swimmer in the winter. Then he ran some track this spring. And then, Cook, I don't think Easton, he was a baseball player, but I think you kind of do wrestling in the winter, then some wrestling in the spring. So These guys are, working around the clock, not only playing football, not only lifting weights, but then also, doing these other sports as well. So they're extremely dedicated, not only to the football program, but, to the school in general. And, being a teacher here, I've had both of them in classes, and they both do just an excellent job in the classroom as well.
So that's great. And I think any coach would say, I want the versatile athlete, the kid that's going to play a lot of different sports, because one, they're going to be a competitor. Yeah. They're getting put in a bunch of maybe adverse situations where, again, I know it's the age of specialization, but for you guys, how important is it, do you think, for young people like yourself to kind of try these different things and do these different sports and just compete at the highest levels of those?
Yeah, I think it's super important. Like that, a variety of sports helps build like a good amount of like competitiveness, and being in different sports. Like for me, swimming, it's just like a very different kind of exercise, and it affects your muscles in a different way. And I think that's good to keeping them nice and ready and keep you from like getting injured.
Yeah, you're showing them off today, your pipes today, and with a jersey at Media Day. So it looks like it's working for you. What about you, Easton? What do you think about those who are multi-sport athletes?
I think it's very important. Not too long ago, actually, my dad was bringing up how, more athletes who play different sports, they get injured quite a lot less, just done on statistics and everything. I was thinking, I'm like, I'm not sure. But then, I was looking into it, I'm like, yeah, it's just so much more important when it comes to your health and the overall capabilities that you can bring to each individual sport.
We're not going to let this slip, but we kind of have to introduce Coach Zerwan a little more. He's entering his 11th season.
Yep.
95-21 overall. Just remarkable record. Playoff record 26-5. First 4 years, won state titles. Just when you think of Muskegon Catholic Central, you think of tradition in those things, and there's a certain brand of football, certain discipline, certain toughness, and I know you guys are looking to continue that as well. Last season you guys were 8-3 as an independent school. Tough schedule again. Steve, what were some of the high points and low points, I guess, of the season last year?
Well, we started out 1-2, so we we had, was it 1-2? I believe so. I think we lost to North Muskegon in the opener, and then we lost to Oak Ridge and Benton Harbor.
Beat North Muskegon, yeah.
But then that's what, yeah. So we're 1-2, and then we go through the season, and we don't lose again until second round of the playoffs. So we were able to win. We had close games with Schoolcraft. We had close games with Centerville last year. We had a really close game with North Muskegon. We lost to Benton Harbor by one score. We were just involved with so many close games, and again, getting those. I thought it was 8 in the middle of the season that we got in a row, or it was something like that, or 7. And you get those wins in a row, and you're feeling good about yourself. And then we were playing Division 6 last year, and we ran into just a really good Reed City team. On a rainy night up in Reed City, and they were they had some horses. That was a really good team that beat us, and I thought the boys gave a great effort that night. But again, looking back, I thought we got as far as we could have, and I think we maximized as well as we could have, and got just or have a strong group of people that were on that team, and were able to win a playoff game back this year.
Yeah, and you got that 42-14 playoff opening win over Kent City.
Yeah.
The game against Reed City, as you said, that's they're a physical type of program. You're playing them up there. Those elements probably benefit them. I mean, you're not going to make excuses, but at the same time, maybe that's the style that they prefer in that kind of a game and everything. I know you guys are physical too as well, though. But, you look at, I think, again, North Muskegon setting the tone with that win at Hackley Stadium with a nice, comeback win in that game. Schoolcraft in Centerville, Schoolcraft's been doing it a long time. They got a great tradition. Centerville, they won a state title a few years ago, so they've had a great program as well. And I know you're bringing back some of those teams on your schedule, as well as being Division 8 now. That's correct, instead of Division 6.
Yeah, we had a co-op going with West Michigan Christian, and that kind of dissolved after this year. So we go back down and play Division 8 now, and people, I think, going to the preseason make probably a little too big a deal about it. I mean, there's going to be some real good teams no matter what division you're in. I know Beale City's going to be excellent. The team we open with this year, New Lothrop's going to be excellent, and Ithaca, I know they dropped down to 8. It's just there's so many teams that now with 8-man has kind of moved the bottom out where, again, you're just getting bigger schools playing Division 8 now at the bottom. So, it matters to some degree what division you're in, but, you're going to run into good teams, and, you hope to be playing your best football, in the playoffs. So that's kind of what the goal has always been, to be playing as well as we can. And then, you play who they give you. And you can't really control anything more than that.
No, I want to thank Subaru of Muskegon again for being the title sponsor on this media day. It's been a great event, a VIP media day, where we do a lot of fun stuff. Slow motion video, hype video type stuff, fog machine, pictures. We're making some fun TikToks. We're just doing a lot of fun interactive stuff. But back to you guys, Quinn and Easton, what is the big takeaway from last season for you guys? Like what is maybe the big thing that you guys learned that you can carry into this season?
Well, coming out 1-2 and then going on a 7-game winning streak for sure it gets the idea across that like we can do this. Like no matter how it might look early on in the season, or like how we might feel, we can always grow and develop, and we really got to just, if we give our all, we can make it through.
Easton, what do you think about what do you keep thinking about when you think about 2022?
I just keep thinking about the team that we had that year, and the seniors that we missed, but yet helped us grow from what we had, especially like with the younger kids, how they taught them. It just helped out a lot.
And then, Steve, who are some of the other guys? Obviously, these guys are key to what you're doing. The guys up front always win games for you, but who are some of the other guys that you'd like to maybe shout out that are going to be really key to your success this year?
Well, just some more seniors we have in the team. Clint Croy. Somebody didn't really play a lot of football, came out last year, and I thought he's kind of developed in the offseason, and he's going to be playing some tight end, some receiver, maybe some outside backer for us. Jake Westhoff playing, similar type of positions. He's going to be senior as well, playing tight end and maybe playing some defensive back, outside linebacker. A couple other guys like Vince Szymanski and Henry Rosema. A couple of guys that are going to be juniors who, haven't had a lot of experience carrying the ball, but there's somebody, based on what they did at, the younger levels, and just seeing their kind of ability. And we're kind of excited to get them in a position where they're going to be, part of the offense. Where last year, we had a couple of seniors like David Hill and Chase Willer, who were, again, it was their time last year. So, those guys moving into being juniors now, it's sort of their time. And, up front on offense, especially, Will Gowan, somebody who's returning as a starter. Aaron Barnhill's returning as a starter. Harrison Sharmer, somebody who's he's going to be a sophomore, but he's about a 6'3", 260-pound kid. He's a big kid, and he's got some ability. So we're hoping to get that out of him. And Gunnar Mogren, somebody who's hasn't quite frankly played a lot. He's going to be a senior, and he's somebody who's really worked awfully hard in the offseason, and hopefully found some playing time. Possibly going to be starting at guard for us. So you just kind of hope these seniors and Andrew Rosema got a he's a returning senior as well. Just a smaller dude, about 160 pounds, but he plays quick, and he's somebody we have in the D line. He gives people's fits up front just with his quickness and his ability to get off blocks. So, again, it's you always kind of look to the seniors, and hopefully those guys are not only taking the year real serious, which I think this group is, but just this is their team, and this is their it's a really special part of their life. They're going to remember for a long time, senior year playing football. So you want to give those seniors every shot they can and let them be part of the decision making of the team, and hope they have the best experience that they can, playing ball this fall.
Another guy, obviously not a senior, but a junior, Brian Convertini, another in a long line of Convertinis. I think the last one, right? Or is there another one out there coming still? We don't know.
It's not too late. They can. I think he's currently the last one.
Currently, yeah.
Yeah, no, he's coming back, and he's versatile for us. He plays some. He's quarterback. We'll put him at halfback in the T. There might be situations we move him around even more this year. Play safety. He's just a real versatile athlete. And all the kids know that. He's only a junior, but he's our. You watch any of our games, he's our main offensive weapon just because of the ability that he has, and he's gotten better in the offseason.
He was trying to rally the troops for the dance-off stuff and the TikTok stuff.
So he's again, he's somebody. Even the seniors know even though he's a junior, he's somebody that we're going to look to, and he's got to have a good year to have for the team to have success. So he's somebody that has to be part of moving the team forward.
So another name that I find interesting, just because anyone who follows the area sports scene, Bradley Richards, which. You got the co-op with Fruitport Calvary. He's a junior, 6'5", 185 or so. But anyone who saw what he did in track season, he was state champion, high jump, I believe, 6'10", All-American type kid in that event, and just I would imagine incredibly raw. But what does he bring to the table?
Yeah, he's somebody that wanted to try football. He hadn't played, I don't believe, since elementary, and I've just known the Richard families for 20-some years now, and. He wanted to give it a shot, and we just kind of worked it out, and the co-op worked fine with Calvary. Keeps us at Division 8, and he's the only person that's playing from Calvary. So I give him a lot of credit coming over on his own and just really not knowing anybody, and that's a tough situation. But I think he's acclimated as well as he can be, and he's raw, so he's got a lot of learning to do and a lot of catching up to do. But we told him just like anybody else, you just, you're in the mix and you're fighting for a spot, and the best people will play. And, again, it's just, it's kind of what you can do and what you can contribute. So I think he's learning, and he's taking it awfully serious, and hopefully he continues to get better and grow. And that's what we're looking for out of pretty much anybody on the team.
We want to take a moment here again to thank our title sponsor, Subaru of Muskegon. Thank you for your generosity again in making this event happen. Just kind of a quick recap of the MCC program. 13 state titles, 12 in the playoff era. You look at just what this, and you look at the coaching staff. I mean, Coach Zerwan, part of 8 state championship teams. If you look at the coaching staff, Steve's been on part of 8 of them himself. Let me correct that. 91 as a player, 2003 as an assistant at Ravenna, 06, 08 as assistant MCC, and then of course the 4 straight years as his first 4 years head coaching at Catholic. But then there's other assistants such as obviously Mike Rebecki, a legend, here and just around the whole area and across the state. His son Jason Rebecki, Colin Carpertini, and it always takes a lot more support staff too to make this all happen on not only a Friday night but throughout the season. But we're getting close on time here, so I want to give everyone maybe one last parting thought before we sign off on this podcast. What are you thinking about going into this season here, Quinn?
I'm just thinking about all the time we're putting in this practice and our 2-week conditioning streak, and over the summer since we've started lifting in June, and how hard everyone's working and all the work we're putting in together to hopefully make it the best season we can.
What about you, Easton? What's your big thought going into the year?
I'm thinking that to be a good, successful team this year, that we need to actually connect, not just like out like in practice, but outside as well. Having like a get together or something, at some point where we just work out as like a team.
What about you, Steve? Any parting thoughts?
Yeah, I just, again, you're always looking to maximize the kids that you have. And I think I told the kids after the first Monday practice, my goal for you is to hope that you're playing in the playoffs. Because if you get a shot in the playoffs, then, anything can happen, where you're at. So we're looking to, the schedule this year, I think is very challenging. I think there's, looking through it, there's more than half the games. I look at the teams like that's a pretty fair matchup. Like there's not a lot where you're going in not thinking it's a fair matchup. So we are, hoping to win enough games to be playing in week 10 and, give these seniors, give the group of kids that's working a real good shot at, advancing past them. Cause that's when it gets really fun. When you start winning those playoff games and, it starts to whittle down to, from 32 to 16 to 8, those are really memorable things. So my goal is to give this group of seniors and this team an opportunity to get in the tournament and see what we can do there.
Yeah, so like you said, you start off with real tough opponents, and there's a lot of tough opponents on your schedule. New Lothrop coming here, North Muskegon coming here.
Mm-hmm.
That's setting the tone right away. But right away, we walk out these locker room doors, and there's Kieran Stadium, and another great place to play. And I'm sure you guys are really excited. Thanks a lot for joining us in this, not only the podcast, but the Media Day session. We had a lot of fun. Again, we'll thank our title sponsor one more time, Subaru of Muskegon. Thank you very, very much for everything you've done for CatchMark, but also local sports community. Everyone appreciates that. And signing off, I'm Scott DeCamp with CatchMark, and we have Quinn McKenna. We have Easton Cook and Coach Steve Zerwan. Thanks a lot, and good luck, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks.